Welcome to the start of my channel. We are all early and I welcome you. I decided I wanted to make a channel, or more like a channel that follows a journey. So let's start with the most basic question, which is who I am. I am Indra. I'm an NFT artist who has been in the space now for almost a year. I'm a voxel artist who specializes in creating isometric style scenes, so like city scenes, science fiction scenes, that kind of thing. So two of my most famous pieces are the voxel scenes around 80s movies, the Halloween piece around the horror movies, and the Squid Game piece, which I did and recreate all the sets. I also have a collection which is a collection based on memories from video games. So the idea of this creation was to bring back memories for people, to have a look at my art and remember, like, hey, I used to play that video game. I used to play that with my brother, my sister, my mom, my grandma. I don't know. So yeah, I have had comments already from people who remember them, and it's always fun to see it, and it's exactly the point of those series. I have had multiple sales on different platforms that have been sold out, and have collectors I talk to, and they have my back, and I'm really grateful for that. So it's all good so far. I have grown my Twitter from nothing to over around 8,000 people without bots. I also held platforms and helped non-origin, been helping out artists in direct messages, and had over 25 worth of eaten sales from the artists I helped. I also run a blog with written advice and just kind of my thoughts on the space. Some of them are pretty spicy and I tend not to mince my words with them and just kind of be honest about what's going on. I also run a podcast.
Bucks had just offered to pay the gas fees for me, right? And it was like $65 at the time, which sounds incredible now. But to me, it meant everything, because that was the start of it all. And I remember like telling him, like, I will make this go as like far as possible. Like these $60 I will not forget about. And well, that's when Geeky did get minted, and since then we've been able to do a ton of incredible stuff.
Where I interview artists and talk to them about their journeys, and I love that. I really love doing that, which has been amazing learning about different artists and what they did, how they started, how is everything going. It's very interesting to find that out. So yeah, since I started, I have done all this in about a year. I have been pretty much deep into the NFT space and I'm kind of breathing it in. So yeah, I've seen a lot, I've been through a lot. There are also plenty of channels out there that trying to tell you to buy Xcoin or XNFT project, and I feel like not so much from the people who are actually in the NFT space. So you might get the odd video on how to make a PFP in 5 easy steps, but I feel like these are a little bit misleading. So sure, like 6 to 12 months ago, you could just make a copy of the way Bored Apes and the project did and just kind of template it, and yeah, maybe you would sell out. But the reality now, it's completely different. The NFT space has seen a downward turn, and it's more quiet, and just things are not the same like it was 12 months ago. But that doesn't mean projects and art doesn't sell. I mean, no, not really. Projects are still selling out, but the idea you can just kind of make a cartoon character and now mint, boom, 10K and become rich, it's kind of done unless you FUD or game your community, which is lately is a lot of the projects. I think Pixel Moon being the biggest at 3 ETH, it made over $70 million. It lately came out that maybe some not so honest things were done for that project, so there's that. I mean, it's not impossible, right? If you can create the right amount of hype and just kind of convince people it's going to be the next huge thing, and the next thing, then it might have a chance to sell out. But the current market at the time of making this, it's down. We have seen the floor of Bored Apes lower to, I think, around 75 ETH among other projects. So I mean, the pressure on Bored Apes to always be a constant high profile collection, it's pretty steep, right? It's like the NFT community lives or dies on Bored Apes being a high ETH floor price. Now, could you imagine if Bored Apes was to drop to like 20 ETH floor? Not that will ever happen, but it's just the idea, right? I think the whole space would probably just go into a meltdown, right? So at some point there has to be, I think, a ceiling though for this project. So at what point do they become too expensive for people to buy in? And I think the space will probably go through something like this, and I will be there to experience. So there are lots of things the space, I think, needs to focus on, and there's plenty of channels that see NFTs as a total scam and Ponzi scheme and this and that. And I mean, especially from the gaming community, does NFTs now have their problems? Yes. I think we need to ask the question, what's the issue with NFTs? Is the technology? I can pretty much tell you that the answer to that is no. The idea of blockchain and NFTs, it's a good one, right? It's digital ownership away from any kind of centralized control. Not a single parcel controls it. We are, as a collective, all checking and rechecking to make sure things are correct. It's an answer to a lot of the issues that we face. It's inflation free. You are you are in charge of your money and your assets, and you have the freedom to see exactly what's happening. What is the issue with NFTs? Then I think it's people, and this is what the space needs to focus on, the people. NFTs are not bad, the blockchain, it's not bad, ETH and Bitcoin are not bad. It's the people and how they use them. Does the space have scams? I mean, yeah, sure, but does normal financial systems, it's no different, like maybe fake banks, fake cards, offshore accounts, tax dodging, fraud, all this exists outside of the NFTs. And I would argue it's nowhere near the scale of scams of the blockchain. So these people that write articles or YouTube channels just saying, oh, it's a scam, or it's greedy people, or another way to make money, I feel like they're ignoring the benefits of the technology and focusing on the negative points. It's just that it's laughable, right? If they are so concerned about the scams, then just stop using the dollar. I mean, the NFT community needs to focus on the people. The only way the space will succeed is if we cut out the apparent scams and the people who want to make money from people for the wrong reasons, right? I feel like only then we can focus on the positives of it, and that's what I think a YouTube channel needs to do. Focus less on making money and maybe actually focus on the NFT side of things and the space as a whole. So that's partially what this channel is going to be about. I want to try and just kind of document the space a little bit, maybe some bits there and there about my life, and try to grow a PFP project from the ground. I will talk about the project, what's going on, and kind of show you the growth, to show you how hard it can be when you're not using bots, you're not creating FOMO, you're just growing it. I'm trying to grow a project from ground up, and I want to do this organically. I don't have a huge budget, I don't have massive connections or anything like that. All I have is just an idea and wanting to do something amazing and really interesting. I want to show the kind of reality behind growing a project and the late nights, the burnout, and all the things that go into the NFT space, and not just the idea that everyone is rich and it's a Ponzi scheme and all of that. So yeah, make sure to follow the journey with me as we document this process. I decided that in August last year, I wanted to make a PFP project. For people who don't know, a PFP is a profile picture project. Bored apes, cool cats are both PFPs. Um, I kind of wanted to try something slightly different, and this led me to look at whether we could do an animated and interactive project that the person could interact with it. So we ended up being Project 52. As we go through the videos, I will introduce you more to the project and the ideas behind it. But at the moment, we have dropped the teaser trailer. The project features 4 races. And we have showed off just the first one yet. But the trailer gives you kind of a little tease of what's going on and what's going to be coming. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We also have a Twitter you can follow if you want and watch it, grow along with us. I will definitely announce more and more information as we go, and this channel will showcase its journey, and I'm hoping this series will help people and learn something, and also get some actual information out from the NFT space. And for anyone who thinks it's a scam, then hopefully you can see the real people are here trying to make a living, right? Burning out, losing sleep, staying up, and putting kind of everything on hold because they believe in the technology behind it. There's plenty of people here that hate the scams, and they just kind of wish they would go away, and you can see that happening in the last few months. A few kind of got canceled. So yeah, follow me on this journey for trying to make Project 52 a success, and learn more about the team and me as well. Hopefully the end of this series will be a positive and a video based on its success, that hopefully someone else can just learn and maybe get some tips from it. So yeah, welcome to the first video and welcome to the channel.